Okay, cutting over. Check, check, check. Yo, djelf7 in the house. Let me minimize the screen. Okay, I'm live with DJ. I'm live with Christopher Leon Johnson. Yeah, I was calling you DJ Leon Johnson. I'm out of it. Oh my goodness. Yeah. But yo, this is a very special show. I'm so excited to have Chris Leon for a second week. I hope to make this a regular thing. I'm trying to do stuff with other people around the country, but that's gonna be later. Yeah. Let's focus on getting New York City locked down. So, my man Christopher Leon Johnson, one of the hardest working people in news, going out every single day, doing 2-3 events, doing the events that other people aren't covering. What have you seen this week? I know you go out to see so many things.
All right, so what's up, everybody? My name is Chrislejohnyc Leon Johnson. Thanks for having me on, DJ. I appreciate it. So it's a beautiful Sunday morning. It's a real great Sunday morning. So today is basically it's gonna be a light day. Probably got to see. I might go to Grand Plaza for 3 o'clock. Something going down for about ending military aid to Israel, hosted by Jewish What's a Peace. It's 3 o'clock today. So I might go there, swing over there for that because a lot of people promoting it. But this week, let's say last week, started from the 27th.
Hey, quick question. Which groups? You always seem to know the groups. Yeah, you remember who's promoting this Israel thing?
Yeah, Jewish What's a Peace. Jewish What's a Peace.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm sorry. Yeah, continue on.
So they're going to have an event today, hosted at 3 o'clock at Grand Plaza. I might go there see what's up with that, just to cover it. And that's it. So it should be a few people. I might not. I don't know. I have to see. But it's not that far from my house, so I gotta see what's up. So, I gotta see. So, all right. So last week, start from the 27th, there was a endorsement press conference in the Bronx, Morris Park. This is during elections. We'll break this down right now about election time. There's the District 13 race up in the Bronx. And what's going on is the incumbent Marjorie Velazquez. She's Latina. She's facing up against about I think 10 to 12 people. A lot of people running against her on both sides, mainly on a Republican line. The makeup of that district is majority Democrat, but is a slowly rising Republican demographic that's rising up in that district because people sick of the crime, people sick of this gentrification, people sick of the racial stuff over there. So there's a lot of things they sick of over there. That's be transparent and fair to them. They sick of the Democratic Party. They sick of the Bronx Democrat machine ruining your district. So they're trying to get this coming out. So what happened on Monday was Curtis Wheeler. I think everybody know who he is. He's the guy who wear the red beret. He's the founder and still the president. He still runs the Guardian Angels. Everybody know they do protection of the subways. That's their main niche within the subways. I think if a few people in here that might know about Guardian Angels, they do a lot of protection in the city.
Yeah, he didn't just do the subways. He also, during the recent stuff during the lockdowns, there was the rat thing. I think Chris Leo got his jaw broken while he was trying to defend stores from getting broken into. That was nuts. Yeah, he's not a young guy. To get your jaw broken, that's crazy.
Yeah, Curtis is Curtis. Everybody know who he is. People see him. That's Curtis Wheeler, my guy.
Yeah, I respect him, man. Yo, he really puts it out there. He puts his. He's no joke, man. If he says he's gonna be there, he's gonna be there.
People criticize him all he wants, but he put his ass out there. He's out on the streets. He don't give a shit. One thing I respect by him was in the 2020-2021 election, he declined NYP protection. Usually they'll give it to both of the nominees, but he declined it because he said he didn't need it. It's a waste of money. But I think, but he didn't need it. It was no point. It was one event that happened. I was like, damn thing. But he stood his ground. He didn't give a fuck. He had God. He felt he had God on his side that day. He didn't give a shit. It was about someone close Rikers in 2021, and I'll give you the video again. I'll show you guys the video.
I looked at the district for 13. I actually have Marjorie Velazquez's picture on the screen right now. I'm gonna bring that back down. But she's actually, it looks like in the South Bronx or East Bronx or something like that.
I think that's the East Bronx. I think that's is.
I heard Curtis Lee was going for Astoria, but I guess this is also part of his bid right here, or what's up?
Yeah, because he won that district in 2021. Sorry about telling Chris all day. Be dirt about this guy, but yeah, he won. Going back to the election. Sorry about that, guys. He won that in 2021 over Eric Adams. So I think he sees that he might get a flip because of his name. And Lee Zeldin came at 47% in that district, in 2022 versus Kathy Hochul. So it was a striking distance of winning that district. So people see that as a thing that Republicans might take it over. So what happened this week, this happened on Monday, was Curtis Wheeler endorsed two people, one on the Republican line and one on the Democratic line. He endorsed the Democrat, Irina Estrada. Irina Estrada is a Politico. She's well known within the Bronx. She's well known within the Bronx Democratic Party. She's well known within certain lobbyists. I'm not trying to say she's down, but she's well known within the power players in the Bronx, especially the Bronx borough presidents, the past two. Okay. The current one, which is Vanessa L. Gibson, and the last one, which is Ruben Diaz Jr. She's well known with a lot of people. So she got the endorsement for the Democrat by Curtis Wheeler to go against Marjorie Velasquez in the Democratic primary. And Curtis Wheeler endorsed George Hav. I think I'm called George Haverek. I'm going to name incorrectly, chopped up. People see it, I'm sorry, but I call it George Hav. I think everybody call him because this name's kind of hard to pronounce. George Hav. He got the endorsement for the GOP line. Now, one thing that got me real annoyed, I'm impressed, but I do politics, I do political strategy and political consulting, what do you call it. I might have to make exposes later on, but I gotta make sure my paperwork, so people like, oh, you're not this. I'll figure it out later with that. That's the other thing. When I get my paperwork and legal stuff correctly. Now it's the other thing I'm doing right now. So he endorsed both of them. Had a press conference, a little press conference, endorsed both of them. Took an hour because you had a couple assholes that was there. And the one thing that happened, I think this is what people say, you gotta be out on the streets. You have to be out on the streets to really see what's going on in the political.
Wait, you said that she had to put a mask on during her while she was presenting?
No. I mean to say that there was a lot of assholes out there, and you have to be out there. You have to be out there, really in person, see what's going on.
It's true.
So what happened was, I think there was more about undermining and trying to collude to screw what they had going on, because it got out there. And so there was two other candidates that was running for political office, both on the GOP line.
So you're saying so you're saying someone trying to disrupt, like Curtis Liu was like his
they didn't try to disrupt, but they were trying to like undermine the endorsement. They were trying to undermine the endorsements because of their presence, and it was looking like they was getting the endorsement, or they was gonna come a number two to the endorsement. The two people were Grace Marrow, and the other one is Phyllis Natasio. Now, Grace Marrow, I don't really take her seriously. It was a one thing I didn't like about her was when she was at the New York Young Republican Club for the for some Meet the Candidates event. She said that there was no housing crisis and there was no housing crisis. Well, there is a housing crisis. Everybody knows a housing crisis. So it's like, something about her, it's like, it just doesn't sit well with me. So I was like, I really can't support a person like that. Now, the other person that was there, and I say this is more undermining because you got to see what was really going on, and I called this shit out on Facebook and on Twitter. What happened, there was another candidate, and I knew what this lady was about. You got to do research, a lot of research you got to do. And you were saying you could pick the stuff, pick the stars and like that. So there's a candidate that's running for city council. Her name is Phyllis Natasio. She ran for state assembly against John Socorro in 2022. Now with John Socorro, he got the endorsement by the Bronx Democratic Party because Natalia Fernandez was a state assembly member. As you guys remember, in 2022, there was two primaries because of the redistricting and how January fucked everything up. So you had a state Senate, Congress Democratic primary, the primaries in August, and you had the state assembly primaries in June. So what happened was Natalia Fernandez won her state assembly race unopposed, usually unopposed. She's too powerful. She's too strong. I love Natalia. It's my girl. She the shit.
Okay.
Natalia Fernandez is the shit. So she won her thing. Okay, wow, fine. She won her race. Then she ran for state Senate because Alexandra Biaggi ran for Congress against Maloney. She lost. She got sound rejected. So Natalia defeated Amato. She defeated a few people in the state senate race. Now that she came to state senate, the nominee in the Democratic for state senate, mostly going to win that against Zerka, some another lady out of race. She's running for state. She
Wait,
running for city council too.
you brought up a super interesting name right there, Maloney. Maloney just lost her race, but she was a power player before. She's
Yeah,
probably going to run for something again.
yeah, I think she will. She might run for Congress again, but not this Maloney. But yeah, she lost to Nadler. She lost to Nadler in the 12th district. That covers 14th Street to 96th Street on the west side. No, on the west side, and then it covers 103rd on the east side.
So you think she's going to run for House of Representatives again?
I think she will. She should.
That makes sense.
Nadler is a joke. The guy's like a fucking dinosaur. I don't care, but he's a dinosaur. But yeah, Maloney, she lost her race. But there's another Maloney in that in New York called Sean Patrick Maloney.
Yeah, I know about that guy. Are they related?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, yeah, I know he's like about Newburgh or something. He used to be my rep. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Sean Patrick Maloney, yeah, he ran. Yeah, he lost his race to Michael Lawler in the 17th in the general election, but he defeated Alexandre Biaggi for Congress. I don't think that was a wise idea for Biaggi to run for Congress. I think it was too stupid. She was too new. Everybody had the right to take a risk. Yuling New took a risk to run for Congress. She should run for state senate. See what happens there. But you never know. She could run it. They could run again. You never know. We'll get into that later. Or next video we can talk about that or whatever. All right. So back to that. Fernandez won a state senate primary. Can a Democrat nominee? Now the law is if there's an opening, I think whatever it is, the Democratic Party had to nominate somebody to take that seat. They had to nominate somebody to be the nominee for the general election. So Fernandez recommended Socorro, who that time was Rafael Salmaca's chief of staff. Rafael Salmaca Jr., he's the current council member for the South Bronx. And he lost, so he got the nomination. He defeated Phyllis in the general election. Now he's state assembly member.
I wonder how many people actually know how much of a trail there is. There's always like staffers be coming up, and it's like a hierarchy of succession. It's like almost like a type of royalty where they kind of stay in control because it's like their staff goes in under them, and they form like a little clique and a crew up in there.
Yeah, it's usually the chief of staff or probably the community relations officer. It depends on how the district is. It's like in Brooklyn. Brad Lander, he's the current controller. The activist controller. I don't know call him that. The public advocate controller.
Well, I definitely want to ask some questions about him later.
Brad Lander.
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about him
later on. Let's make sure we don't forget about that Brad Lander. So Brad Lander, his chief of staff was somebody else, but he recommended what's her name? Shahana need to run for city council. Now you got Shahana needs. I don't hate her. I like, but you see what's going on. They usually get somebody with the staff become the seated. But usually, what John Socorro was kind of funny was usually a guy like him who became the council member after Salmaca left after term limits to become the Bronx Board president, because everybody knows he's going Bronx Board president, go take out Gibson. I hope he does. I really pray that he does. Gibson is horrible. But this was a switch. It was something that happened. I think he lived in the district, so he's now state assembly member. Fine. Congrats to John Socorro. Now let's go back to this whole thing for Monday. Now Phyllis was there. She works with Robert Press. Robert Press is really Press.
Actually, let me share some of these pictures with the people on who are watching. So who should I bring on, Phyllis or this rest one?
Phyllis. Robert Press. Robert Press.
Okay, I'm gonna show that on the screen just for our viewers.
He's he's an old white guy.
Okay.
He's really Press. It's kind of funny that his last name is Press, but he's Press. But his last name is Press.
Is he also a doctor?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
He's a reporter. Go on Facebook, Robert Press. His picture. If you on Facebook, put Robert Press.
You said he's a reporter?
Yeah, he's a reporter. His picture, his profile photo, him and Fat Joe.
Bronx Chroniclist journalist. Yeah. Okay, I found him.
He with Fat Joe. You see him with Fat Joe?
All right,
that's Robert Press.
No, he didn't have his picture up, probably because he's a big boy. Let me see if I find it on this other one.
Robert Press on
yeah, he didn't put his picture up. I guess
it's him with Fat Joe.
Okay. Oh, him with Fat Joe. Okay, I think I found the Facebook over here, Bronx Chronicle. But
Yeah, that's
I
him.
don't see his picture posted here either. Okay, it is what it is. But I'll just flash that for so the audience can see that right now.
Yeah, so that's Robert Press. So funny thing was they had it was I think they were trying to undermine what the and he write the way he does his articles is more about him being biased. He would put it in a way to make you look bad, make you look good. He did this with Fernandez, with
Okay.
Natalia Fernandez. So I think he had it out against her. I don't know why, but he had it out against her. So that day it was just like, well, he endorsed those two, and it's what it is. And then the questioning from Robert Press was asking George about his donations to the candidates, and he answered it correctly. He answered it great about his donations. Like if I donate, he donates to somebody, and they switch up, you have the right to go against him. And he held rallies against against Marjorie Velasquez, and he had every right to. You know what I'm saying? He had every right to do it. So he said he did the right thing. He did the right thing. So I donated over $10,000 to these candidates. $10,000. One of these guys switch up with me, how do I get mad? So it just like the way he was trying to do was trying to undermine his campaign, undermine the endorsement, saying, "Well, how can you take the endorsement if you're donating to these progressives like that?" Well, it was money's money. You put your money in your mouth is, and I'll tell you this right now as a person in this stuff. A number of these elected officials and a number of these candidates, they will never give you the time of day unless you give them money. Money is the thing. If you don't donate, they will never give you the time of day. They don't even want to acknowledge you. They wouldn't even give you a photo album. I'm telling you this right now, as a donor. Um, it could be, and the thing is, and that's really it goes a long way. Money, like or if you do media, something like that, because that would get them out there. It's media, or um, media, or like money, right?
Money of the clout. I
Petitioning,
got you.
huh?
Money of the clout. I got you.
Yeah, like petitioning don't mean anything. I think none of you guys don't care about petitioning because usually you jump on slates. These days now, it depends on the area you jump on slates is completely bullshit. Like before you just have your own petition, you jump on yourself. But if you jump on slates and you have a strong name on your slate, you easily get on the ballot. That would happen in 2021
Talking
within the
about that,
prime.
I want to ask some questions about Curtis Lewa, since we're on the subject, right? I'm
Yeah.
actually a fan of his too. And if
Hmm.
you take a look at his endorsements, right, like for his name and what he's accomplished, you would think his slate would be bigger, but it's actually quite small. And if you take a look at one other thing that we went to recently was the Final Five event. Sal
Hmm.
seems like Curtis's type of guy. Are these guys like publicly friends or do
I
they have
don't
beef or
know.
something?
I really don't know. And
Okay.
majority, I think Kurz will jump on that, but I don't think so. Time will tell.
It seems
Uh,
strange that he's not invited. It seems like like why?
I don't know what's going on. I think time will tell. Time will really tell. I think that was more like a launch. They had their core people like Maria DeZallo and Sal Albanese. They were on it. Andrew, yeah, I think he was a special guest, but most of them because
I
Andrew got
think
his own party.
Foldenauer's been involved for a while too.
Who?
Foldenauer, Aaron Foldenauer.
Yeah, Aaron, he's a great lawyer. He's a good lawyer. He does election law but it's good to do. Election law is great to get. If you got a low legal bar license, a bar card, well, you get into legal. It's a lot. It's a lot of money up there. It's public matching funds, and you can get a piece of that
Yeah,
public
I'm still
money.
trying to. He did fairly well in the election, but there's still some things about him that I was just really just I didn't really feel 100%. One I like Aaron, you know what I mean, but the fact of the matter that I felt like he was a little bit. Maybe you're right with the focus on the donors, and I get that because those are like usually more effective. But I was looking for someone who had like maybe. Look, I like Aaron too. Like he's a very likable guy, right? But
Yeah.
how long has it been since he's really struggled? And I know he works with immigrants and stuff like that. And props to his work on there. But I don't know if he really has lived or really understand it. Why should he, right? He's not really living that life. But I
Hmm.
haven't really seen enough of that really that real solidarity with the people that are struggling and vulnerable yet. So
Yeah, yeah,
I know
yeah.
he does immigration work. I don't know. I just didn't feel enough of it. I mean, he speaks a good game, so we'll see what's up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally understand. Yeah, there was a lot of people in that
Maybe I just
race.
don't know him well enough. I really didn't dig deep enough into him to really
Yeah,
get
if you get
to
to
know
know
him.
the guy, I think you'll probably like him.
I
But
do
I
like him. To
totally
tell you the
get it.
truth. He's a very likable guy. Yeah, I hope we talk
Yeah,
more.
he's a likable guy. He's a likable guy. He's likable. But yeah, I mean, but that about Curtis, I don't know what's up with that. I think Curtis gonna do his own thing. I don't think he really trying to get really involved in political or like that. I think he sees more distraction. Like Final Five voting is kind of possible to get that in the city of New York. To be honest with you,
I mean, like if when Curtis ran for mayor, his number of percentage wasn't that great. So Final Five,
yeah,
I
it
think would help him
wasn't.
rather than hurt him.
What you mean?
It would have given him a better chance to get to the final.
Yeah,
Because I think he would be in the top five, but I don't think he would be in the top two or three.
no, I think I would have doubted because
I think
they'll
he had a
put
better chance getting
even
top
if that
five.
happens. See, the problem a lot of people say even if this happens, Final Five voting, open primary, right? The problem is you see in Chicago. Chicago, they did it correctly. They made sure that look, no matter what, the people on top will always win. Now, you see if you seen what happened in the mayor's race of Chicago, Lori Lightfoot got her ass kicked. She lost. She lost. She
Yeah, I
got
did see that.
rejected.
Yeah,
So what people don't understand is like right now in New York City, major New York State, especially in New York City, you have a thing called the primaries in New York City, right? You got a Democratic primary, a Republican primary, a working families primary, and a
yeah,
conservative party primary, right? So Democratic primary would be mostly like liberals. The working families would be mostly progressives. The Republican Party would be more like mainstream conservatives. And the conservative part would be more like traditional conservatives. But we can debate now all day. We all know that these days working families line, bless you, brother.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Um, the opportunists will take the working families line, and the opportunists will take the conservative line. To bless you, bro. So we all know how that
I'm
works.
sorry. I'm sorry to do that. Yeah.
Now,
Right.
people don't understand the reason they do that because it's about to making money and they want to divide everybody. It's about division, political division. So then you have a general election: the Republican nominee, the Democrat nominee, the working families nominee, and the conservative nominee. Okay, fine, right? So you know who's gonna take what and who's gonna win that. Now, take that away with open primaries, you got a problem because without getting rid of the party system, the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, the Conservative Party, and Working Pain Party, they will always find little tricks to make sure that their people are in that top five.
Yeah.
The Democratic Party will get that person to make sure, like, yo, we'll make you this person, we'll make you this moderate Democrat, like pro big business, this and that, like Lori Lightfoot.
I think.
Progressives, like the
Yeah. I
Working Family
think.
Party was.
I think Bloomberg really showed us right how for sale the whole system is too. Because the thing is that he
Yeah,
was able to run as a Republican, he became a Democrat, and there was no problem. You never heard any complaints about him being a former Republican. It was
yeah.
just like, okay, you're one of us now. Okay, we're not gonna say crap.
That was the
What?
money.
What?
That money does. That money. Bob, when you pay money, it pay people off, and that was on money.
Yeah.
He need our money.
And
He
look, I
did his
don't think
own
he was
money.
the worst mayor, to tell you the truth. I think he did some positive things. Like I know a lot of
Yeah,
people hated
he
him.
did.
Some things were
He did.
positive, yeah. So like I don't want to hate on him like some 100% like some other people do. That probably makes me hate it. Oh well.
Yeah. So that was the about. So like I said, they will find their way to put their people in the top five, especially helping the media. Now, people don't understand about media in the way that these consultants and lobbyists and strategists like to go. People don't understand that the papers they look at the most are the mainstream media, mainly like NBC, ABC, CBS, Telemundo,
Yeah.
and Univision, and that mainly that, right? Then they look at Politico and they look at City and State, mainly those two, because Politico and City State they usually get the inside info, like the indoor scoop from City Hall in Albany.
Well, now there's a new player in town. His name is Chrislejohnyc, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
What's up, bro?
Appreciate it.
No, there's got to be a new generation. There's new people
Yeah,
coming
yeah,
up,
yeah, of course.
and
Yeah,
you're
thank you. I
putting in the
appreciate
work.
it.
You cannot be denied, bro.
Yeah, so of course about that. So what will happen is they will find a way to put their top five people into those platforms.
Yeah.
They'll promote those top five. Even if there's a top five voting or open primaries, you got to stand about what people see on the TV and what people sees on the paper and what people sees in the media is who they're going to promote as their top five. So let's say they did top five voting in open primaries in the 2022 election. They'll put Eric Adams. They'll put Maya Wiley. They'll put Scott Ray McGuire because you need a second black man to split the vote. Then they'll put Scott Stringer, and then they'll put who else they put in that race? Captain Garcia. They'll put those top five,
Yo,
and that's what
okay.
they.
So honestly, I feel like, that's just me saying it, right? Some of them is like, there's some things to admire about these people, but I feel like in a lot of ways people are fake.
Mm-hmm.
And we take a look at like who wins in politics for some reason, right? Like if you take a look at Trump, right? Like some of the things about him was kind of like with the reality show was kind of fake. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? So the thing is that when we take a look at what gets projected up there, why do people like keep buying? Like when we took a look at Kanye West, right? He's able to sell sneakers and convince people to spend $500 for $5 foam shoes. You know what I mean? I'm not mad
Bullshit.
at that.
Yeah, but that's
But
the
if he can
hustle.
convince so many people to move like that, right? Why can't he win a presidential campaign? What's going on with these pop stars, right? Like people said Kim Kardashian would be the next president and stuff like that. If there's fake people are allowed in, are there some celebrity types running for office? Like who Ray McGovern ran for mayor,
Oh,
and he had all the
I
rappers backing him and stuff. Why do you think he failed so hard? And why isn't pop culture able to take it
who Ray
even though they
McGuire.
have Ray McGuire, yeah, remember that guy? He
Oh,
was like,
Ray. I met Ray. I donated to his campaign. He's a black man, so I support my black people.
he had all the
I
rappers,
think back
bro.
with Ray. Ray pissed a lot of people off. I was part of my union to read as a shop steward.
He's a
So we'll
Wall
tell you what
Street
happened.
guy.
Yeah, and I think about Wall Street and people hated Wall. But the thing about the unions, he pissed a lot of people off because the way he was coming up with a lot of the union things was like he was real fake. He didn't care. He was out of touch with the issues. So they didn't even want to touch him. They refused to endorse him. A lot of unions refused to endorse him because he's just no good. That's why they stuck with Adams. They didn't want to endorse Garcia because Garcia was, Garcia. She's Garcia. Wiley, they didn't want to piss off. They didn't want to touch De Blasio. They didn't want to work with De Blasio no more. They want so they didn't want to endorse Wiley. So
They
the
didn't.
Gary didn't. So the other thing happened with Maya Wiley.
They see
Now,
Wiley as the De Blasio 2.0.
yeah. So I like
Okay.
Wiley, but that's how they see. They ain't like that shit because Blasio was fucking up. Um, but the thing yeah, there's a lot of fake people. I don't know why, but it's more about
So
getting
why
people
do some
distracted.
fake people win and some fake people lose?
Because I'll tell you about political strategy. Fake people, even the people you think they're fake, they know how to take it. They take everything. The most successful people in business take stuff. They take it and they grasp the opportunity when it's time to grasp it. Now, this is why I have a problem with some people running for office is they don't know how to be opportunistic when it's time to be opportunistic in the streets. And this is why they always fail. This is why they always fail against even the most beatable people. Um, you know, who didn't want to take like I work with a few people that rep a city council and state assembly, and I say, hey, how about you do? I don't want to do that, right? Okay, fine, but you can't get mad about the other person that does the same shit. They take the opportunity and they win.
Well, we all
Who
want to know
knows?
exactly like what your suggestion is. Now,
Like, hey,
you don't have to
I
name
got
the
this.
person, but people probably want to know that too.
Yeah, I got this opening. Hey, I told the person on stage, I got the, yo, they give you 2 minutes, and you go in there and speak. Oh, I don't want to do that. I'm scared. So how the fuck? I'm like, my mind's like, how the fuck you gonna serve when? How the fuck you gonna serve? But you
Because they
scared to
don't know
speak in
anything
front
about the
of her.
subject.
They know what the subject
Why are
could
they
be public
scared to
safety.
talk?
I don't know. I think they probably was there to split the vote. I think they were probably there just to undermine other candidates or to steal certain endorsements. I think they were probably there for that. So for other people, especially the PBA endorsement, and you got to seed out that type of shit. Mainly the public, mainly those law enforcement based endorsements. And I think one of the candidates I worked with, I think they was there for that. So I learned the hard way about that. I really learned the hard way. And but the people that win, they seize the opportunity when it's time to seize the opportunity,
Yo,
right?
wait a
They
minute, wait a
out
minute. The PBA, right? Yeah, that means like the police
police
association, right?
another police another association.
But wait a second. The cops have
Um,
lost more staff than ever. They're really having a hard time keeping themselves staffed.
yeah,
So
yeah,
how
they do
strong
have,
can their
but they
union
they
be?
still powerful. They still a powerful union in certain pockets of New York City. They're well powerful in District 32, Joy
Have they been
Ariola's
weakened
district.
significantly, or are they still like you'd say about as powerful?
they it's not as powerful as it is, but it has a good amount of endorsements. People be calling them and try to kiss their ass for the endorsement. They be kissing their ass for the endorsement. A lot of candidates be trying to kiss their ass for the endorsement, and you'd be surprised of the incumbents
What about Tiffany
who are.
Caban?
Tiffany Caban, she's hard to beat. I like her. I
She
donate
seemed
to
to be
campaign.
like anti-PAB. Does she have their endorsement?
She's anti. No, she don't. But she's hard to beat. Nobody can beat her
Okay.
over there. She's hard to be defeated. Like people don't get it about her district is uber
Okay.
liberal
Yeah,
district.
that's
It's an
true.
all
That's
new
true.
district.
Yeah.
Fucking young kids. They live in these
Astoria.
affordable housing with the window to the floor. You know what I'm talking about? Not like the ones we live in. Like people live in the windows to the middle, windows to the floor. You can see the fucking skyline from the floor. Like these new affordable housing, right? Kids tech savvy. They work from home or they work at these big time companies making $100,000 a year. Eat, go live the liberal lifestyle, dress a certain way. Those are the people that I'm talking about. Uber liberal district, the one of the most uber liberal districts in New York City, mainly in Queens. Astoria is one of the most uber liberal districts in Queens. Now, if you look at the recent electoral history,
Hmm.
and which is really tough to be defeated. Now, in the District 26 race, it has a part of Astoria. It has a little part of Astoria, main part at LIC. Her district usually goes up to Queensboro Plaza. That's Julie One district is Queensboro Plaza. That's her district. It was a big thing over there because a lot of if you go to Queensboro Plaza, you see a lot of developments. You see a lot of stuff getting built over there. So they wanted, county wanted Ebony Young, who was the current Queens Deputy Board President, to become the councilwoman in District 20, District 21, District 26. One defeated her. One defeated her in Long Island City, and that's it. She won, right? She beat the county back candidate. Now, when you go to Caban's district, that's like the more like uber liberal district. It's mainly uber liberal district. She defeated John Caffione, who was the PBA endorsed candidate. He got all the police unions to endorse him. She beat him, soundly defeated the guy. Uh, so and the thing is over there, you got the congresswoman over there is AOC. That's a congresswoman, and the state assembly member over there is Zoran Madami. Zoran Madami in 2020 defeated Ariella Samotas, who was that time the incumbent. He defeated her. So you could tell they
Yeah.
wanted a change. It's more like you little tight jean wearing, fedora hat wearing person, you have a better chance of, and smiley jolly person, you have a chance of winning a seat over there. That's what you gotta be. You can't be this like brash type person that like wear three-piece
Have,
suits and this and that.
have you heard about the average age of the voter though in New York City?
I
There's
don't
a
know.
significant older population in a story that might exist still, maybe in the
Yeah,
higher
but they don't have a
streets.
chance. They getting faded out. They don't have that big of a voice no more. The voice didn't work well because in the state senate race, the majority district of state senate in in that district is 59, which is now controlled by Kristen Gonzalez. Kristen Gonzalez defeated the current incumbent. Um, I mean, not the incumbent. Me defeated the county backed, uh, real estate backed, union backed Elizabeth Crawley.
Yeah.
Well-known, great politician, well-experienced politician against a newcomer. The newcomer defeated Elizabeth Crawley in a landslide. So the old voters don't mean nothing over there. It don't mean shit.
Well,
You
Joe
gotta be
Crowley had
young.
some, he got caught with some stuff.
So over there is kind of different. But the PBA, like I said, go back to the PBA thing is just like it's not that powerful in a majority districts, but it's powerful in few districts.
I
But a
understand.
number of
Okay.
these, huh?
I understand. That makes sense.
So it depends on the district. So that's the thing over there. Um, so it's kind of funny over there. So let's go forward. We're back. We're like over an hour on one
Okay.
topic. I'm
Oh
sorry
my
about that.
goodness. Yeah. So I did have some other questions. Let me just check my
Let's
sheet over here. Okay. So one of the things is one of the people that I was interested in was Brad. Well, let's go back to Brad Lander for a second.
Brad Lander.
Now,
People call him Brad Pander on
he's
Twitter.
such a nice guy, right? But the
He
thing
is a
is,
nice
right?
guy. But on Twitter,
Unfortunately, there's
there's
a
a
lot of
parody. I think
problems
that
with New York City's like
he's a nice guy.
contractors, and there's all kinds of like not
Yeah,
like
there's a
that,
lot
but
of fucking that's going
corruption.
on.
Like
Oh
NYCHA
hell
just
yeah.
went down, you know what I mean? And they had to get rid of their CEO, and he's somewhat responsible for overseeing those agencies.
Yeah, he is. He is. He's responsible for the. He's the controller. He's the fiduciary
Do
person
you think he's in
for the.
trouble, or do you think they're gonna take care of him?
They'll take care of him.
You don't think it taints him
They
at all?
huh?
Like I like the guy. I tell you, like I feel
He's
bad
a
for him.
nice
Like he's
guy.
such a
He's a great
likable
guy. I
guy. He was
support
such a
him.
panderer.
I
Yeah, I
support him
guess
over
maybe.
Corey Johnson. I support him over Corey Johnson for city council for controller. So I'm
Okay.
not gonna take that away.
Okay, I
But
don't really know
the thing
him.
about
I have to
Brad,
investigate more.
thing about Brad Lander, people call him on Twitter Brad Pander. I'm not dissing the guy. They call him. It's a Facebook account, Twitter
Nice
account. If you
guy.
Google right now,
Yeah.
huh? On
He's a
Twitter,
nice
that's
guy though.
called
Yeah.
the Twitter account called Brad Pander. They call him Brad Pander for a
I
reason.
get it. I get it. I get it. But he's
So
accommodating. It's not the worst thing. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, you gotta really do it though. We'll see. Yeah, but he's known for being the progressive one, so we'll see. Yeah. Either way.
yeah.
What about another person I was interested in is Tom Swazi. What's going on with that guy?
Swazi, I think he moved on. Swazi moved
Because he
on.
ran for something, but is he
Ran for
looking for a job
governor.
right now?
I supported his campaign with Jamari Williams. I voted for
Oh,
Swazi
really?
with Jamari and Diana Reyna, man, because Swazi was a moderate Dem and he
I
had a
didn't know he was
chick.
running
He
for
had
public advocate.
no, he ran for governor. He
Yeah,
ran for
yeah, yeah,
governor.
governor. Yeah, yeah.
He lost because that was all rigged. That was bullshit. Yeah,
Oh well. Yeah. Oh well. I mean, it's what it is. Yeah. That was.
yeah. But back to Lander. But we were talking about Lander, back to Lander, by the way. Yeah, it just with him, it just he's gonna be protected.
I
They
think Landry's
protected
gonna
him.
get wrapped up in all this crap going on with Nyche and stuff. I think he's gonna eventually get called to something because there's other large problems within the city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
Like about like the retirement and where they're like yanking the health care and stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
retirement
I
plans and
think
stuff.
he didn't. I don't think he jumped onto. I
He
don't think
can't
he.
completely escape from these things. It's his job, like the financial stuff.
Because they make money off of that, and it's all about making money. And these guys know that if they want to stay
Yeah, the
employed,
jobs and the machine
they
and all
need
this
the
other stuff.
endorsement from the unions. Now, the thing about the healthcare thing was about the union leader making more money. The union heads and the executive were making more money because they work these deals out with the insurance company, saying like, "Well, if you do this, we'll give you more money in your pocket." And they try to save money too. They get paid to make these calls. They make these calls and stuff like that. They paid to make these calls. So that's what happened with them. You know what I'm saying?
Do you actually work for the campaigns as well? Like, do you make calls for candidates and stuff? Because you do give money. But
Yeah, it
yeah.
depends on the candidate. There's certain candidates I will I will not go endorse for, and I will um call for. I will call, but I'm not gonna do it for everybody
I like to
because
see what's going
none of them
on.
are full of
Yeah, and I like to see how
none
the
of them are
money's getting
full of
spent
shit.
myself. And I like
None
to
of them are
spend the
full
money
of
on
shit.
projects I want to spend it on. You get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yo, so are there any early endorsements that you have out of the campaign season so far?
To be honest with you, with endorsements, I'm not a big fan of endorsing people because if
They could
I do
change.
and shit goes left, I have to hold
Oh.
responsibility for that. So I'm
Change
not a
your
big fan of
mind?
endorsing people. Hmm?
Could change your mind.
Yeah, never know.
Yeah. Well,
I like
actually, for my I have something called the Rep My Block program. Do you know about that?
I heard of it. Dio Chino introduced and Dion Powell introduced both of them.
Yeah, yeah. So anybody who signs up for my Rep My Block team, I'm gonna help them petition. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get the list, and I'm gonna go hit them up and be like, "Yo, what's up? Vote for my person right here." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you have
So
anybody that you like, tell them to join my team, and I'll tell them I'll petition for them.
yeah, of course, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'll do what I say. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So perfect. Thank you. So let's keep moving forward. Can we move forward?
You should run too.
I should run.
You
I
should,
should.
man. That's a great start, man. I think you should
Yeah,
be
yeah.
a state assembly or maybe even move up. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
think
should. I mean,
yeah. How old are
that's
you
my
right
goal.
now?
Yeah. 31. I'll be 32 in a few days. Not the 24, 20. What's it today? The 5th? To be
Yeah.
21, 20,
You're
20
still
days. I'll
learning.
be.
That's as good though. Yeah. You're getting a great education.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I appreciate it. So let's
Incredible.
go forward. Can we go forward to the more better days?
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
start.
Let's go,
All right,
man.
Tuesday. I'm sorry, cause I know P might get bored on here. Let's
Uh,
go.
I'll check the chat right here, but go ahead. Keep on. Yeah.
You never know, right?
Check the
So
chat. Maybe Dion's in there. Let's.
Tuesday there was a closed Rikers rally at a closed Rikers rally at the governor's office. I don't know anything. It was kind of crazy. I think that was more like
Let's
they
go.
were trying to close Rikers, whatever. I don't care. Hello?
I was right. Dion is in the chat, right? Yeah. And you're talking about the
Yeah,
closed Rikers, yeah. So yeah, they're closing Rikers. And actually, what do you? Okay, so I actually know some people from that movement. Someone named Ramona and another guy named Marquez Jenkins. Do you know them?
yeah.
Oh,
That
really?
was a rap. That was a rap. I should. It was a two rallies the same day. It was one by hosted by Rap at.
Oh, Rap. I know Rap. Yeah, yeah. We was
Yeah,
there
that's
together,
the.
releasing Asian people from prisons.
No, not Rap. It's another one. The Reserve Public Housing.
Another Rap. Oh my God. Okay.
No, Marcus Jenkins. That's the one with the
Oh,
housing,
that's
or that's
RPPH.
yeah. That's Marcus Jenkins.
Yeah, yeah.
I got he run for district leader.
That's yeah.
Remember
He's
the
he resident. For public housing, and that makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, he run for district leader. That's backed by like Chris Marte and a lot of the progressive elected officials. They get a lot of heat on Twitter about that shit.
I
Oh,
like
you
Chris
got
Marte, but he looks like all nervous and stuff when I talk to him.
who?
Chris
Chris got a
Marte.
lot to Chris got a lot to worry about. Chris has gotten recently in some shit with some Asian reporter. Not to be racist, Asian reporter. What happened was his chief of staff. I think one of his staffers allegedly cursed out one of the reporters that worked for like Suntao Daily
But that's
because
not Chris. That's the person working for him.
but they trying to reflect on Chris. It's all electioneering. Suntao works with mainly like Susan, and they work with Yatin Chu. They work with Yatin Chu and Susan Lee. So they're trying to engineer and make Chris look bad. So they're trying to throw Chris to the wolves, trying to throw Chris Marte to the wolves because of what Stafford did. And Chris is like dick foot and everything. Oh, he's not gonna do anything. He's
Like,
trying to
I'm
protect this
sorry to
guy.
put it out there, yeah, but I'm just not really that impressed by Susan Lee yet. Like, I think she means
Yeah,
well. I hope she means well, but I'm really not like. I really prefer Chris at this moment.
yeah. So thing about Chris, I think Chris got a lot to worry about,
But I
and I
don't.
think
Who's the other lady? I don't know that other lady yet. Maybe she's cool. I don't know. Maybe Susan. Okay, I just I don't. Yeah. Susan.
Ursula Jung, she's Indian, and then there's a other lady named Poi Stewart. She's running that race too. Poi Stewart's running that race too. She ran in the state assembly for '86 in the Bronx, and now she's running in Lower Manhattan.
Well, she learned
So
some things from the first time. She
yeah,
might go harder this time. Yeah, we'll see.
hmm yeah. So that's what Ursula Jung. Now, so it was like that Tuesday. Yeah, Wednesday was the day. Wednesday, I actually attended the SRG hearing, the get rid of SRG out of the public nonviolent protest hearing. The NYP didn't show up. There was a few council members that was there. Everybody got mad at the council members because they were leaving. They all do. Every council member does it all the time. They do this shit all the time.
Yeah.
Council members do it all the time. I don't give a fuck if they leave. I think Cabana left when she heard my name, but I didn't give a fuck. I don't care about them. It's about me. It's about me getting my message out. It's my time, not their fucking time. They had no time. Why the hell I care about them leaving?
I get that. I
Person,
get that.
person that couldn't leave was the chair, and me and Hanks is cool, so I didn't give a fuck.
All right.
Right? So the meeting lasted about like 6 hours. I thought it was gonna be like 12 hours, but it lasted a little less because I think a lot of people got fatigued. Because every time they had a hearing, they dubbed the hearing. There was a hearing that supposed to happen. That same hearing was to happen in December, the first 2 weeks of December. They canceled that. Then it's supposed to happen in January this year. They canceled that. Now you see what happened in January. The first time in January, and I think it was because of what's his name, Tyree Nichols, and the protest. It made him look worse because when that happened with the marches in I think early February, I think it was early February, whatever the fuck. Got my day. Sorry about that, guys. There was a rally that happened. Then there was a march to the post office. Then when that wrapped up, Relly Rebels crew and Hawk Newsome was marching up 8th Avenue. They marched up the 8th Avenue. We all marched up the 8th Avenue with them because, all right, whatever, we're trying to get the photos and like that, get the media. They went to Times Square. One of the guys stomped on the police traffic van, and the guy got arrested. Okay, fine, whatever.
Did he break
So
the
when the
windshield
guy
or anything?
Huh?
Did he break the windshield?
Yeah, broke the windshield. The video broke the windshield.
Okay, I
Stomped
think
the
I saw
windshield.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, he jumped. So the cops arrested him, right?
Okay.
And if somebody had a hammer, I think you saw the video. Somebody had a hammer, try to break the thing with a hammer. It was fucking crazy. So when that happened, later on, a few seconds later, one of the SRG cops did some WWE type tackle to one of the members, one of the protesters. I think it was purposely targeted.
What does SRG stand for? Special Response Group?
Strategic Response Group.
Okay. And now they getting disbanded?
No, it's a bill they're trying to like make sure they don't be at nonviolent protests, something like that. They wanted to be disbanded. So it just made them look worse. Made them worse. And then now it finally happened on the 1st of March. The hearing, it happened. It's over. I can care less. It happens. So the NYP didn't show up. The council members was pissed off. Even the chairwoman of the board was pissed. The chairman of the committee was angry. And so it was okay. I left for a while. I kept with somebody else with their thing, the tax stuff. And then I went back and I testified, and that's it. So it was nothing, Patty. I don't try to brag about this stuff. I just do it just to make sure I'm helping people out, get my side of the story, and that's it.
I feel you, man. Yeah.
And nothing. Basically, I said Thursday, Friday, it was basically nothing. And yesterday, I wanted to cover two things: support somebody's bookstore, and then I want to support. I want to show up for all day. I usually don't do this. It was with the Justice with the Until Freedom about the emergency gun violence summit. That was bullshit. It was complete bullshit. I mean, it was more a photo op for them. It was more about a photo op. They didn't even touch the real basis. All they was talking about was money, money, money. And all they care about is money. We cure violence. They were just saying, we're not cure violence. We're a crisis management system. I mean, it's complete bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, what? So we all know that's just a taxpayer scam. And they're talking about whatever. It was just bullshit. It was more for a while.
They say something popular, they take the money. Yeah.
Yeah.
But reality, what really changes?
Nothing changed at all.
Not a lot.
Especially in the districts, people still getting murdered. So what's the success of the cure violence programs? Nothing. It's about taking money.
What do you think would be? If we look at some countries, like my theory, one theory that I have is, in Korea, everybody gotta have military training, right? So over there, the crime rate is low. If everybody had military training, do you really think you'd be sticking up everybody all the time?
No, I don't think so. Not at all.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's not very popular though. The mandatory military training is very unpopular.
Oh yeah, because it was war. Nobody
I don't
want to
think
go
it
to
would
war.
be a very popular.
Nobody want to go to war. I'm against war. Speaking of war, anti-war, there's a rally up in I think in a few weeks in D.C. I think everybody's going there for that. March 18th.
Wait, which rally?
March 18th rally against the anti-war rally.
Oh my God, those people again? Oh my God. Just so you know, I'm going to tell you right now that some of those people, like Medea Benjamin, okay, are friends with the original. They're proposing this as the alternates, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same people. Some of them, yeah?
Jimmy Dore. If Jimmy Dore, I'm going to tell you, if you're on Jimmy Dore's show, then something's wrong. Especially Jimmy Dore's show. There are a lot of them fuck with Jimmy Dore. Especially like we all know what that's about over in 37th Street, where we all know this is coming from. I'm not here to diss them because I respect them. I respect how they do things over there, and I totally get it.
Mad dirt about Jimmy Dore. What's 37th Street? You talking about that People's Forum thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one you went to a Diochino and Diochino got choked.
Yeah. They think they kind of like it's like this limousine liberal like headquarters.
Yeah,
I shouldn't say
everybody
that.
goes.
Yeah,
You see, I think everybody goes there. Yeah, it is what it is. There's a lot of money getting pumped to that. The rent ain't cheap over there, so a lot of money getting pumped to that shit. So you telling somebody like, you want to keep getting bankroll, y'all better shut the fuck up and do what we told to do. And I totally get it. I'm not trying to be interpeding and stuff. I mean, it's a nice space. It's a good space. Yeah. They got security out there now because of what happened with the vaccine. With the folks. You know what I'm saying? With those guys. Those mandate folks. They went there and crashed it. They were trying to show off and trying to get clout, and that's what happened.
I think they don't like me either because when I did that about Theo, you know what I mean? But they said that they were there to listen to everybody, and then they just You saw the? Did you see the video?
I saw it. There was a lot of progressives there. A lot of people ran for state. A lot of people ran for state.
Yeah, like
State.
that's not defensible. They just talked over him. That was very disrespectful.
Oh yeah, because it's about getting a certain gender out. They all came out pushing a certain agenda. The reason they say that because they want people to feel comfortable. They want to disarm people. It's about disarming somebody. Oh, we make you feel comfortable, so we'll let you already speak. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
When we go to live meetings, it's fake because they only let certain people speak. And
Yeah.
sometimes if they start saying, "How about you write your questions down?" Now you know what's really hell's going on. Especially if they say, "Write your questions down." Now you see what the hell's going on. Write your question. You fucking know what's going on.
I get it too. Yeah, sometimes they're under attack, but yeah, like sometimes they're not accessible ever. Like you keep going again and again and again, and then it's always the same people getting like their people. And you're like, what is this shit? You know what I mean? No, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get what you wanted. Yeah. So, what are you what are you excited about coming up? Is there anything? Probably we got some more.
Nothing really at all.
Okay. Now here's another question I have for you. Right? Yeah. Some people like to go to a lot of events. I heard Schumer's like really like tries to get like a lot on the cameras and stuff. Maybe I haven't seen him so much, but okay. Are there any particular you know, candidates that you feel are for strangely keeping a low profile?
What you mean?
I don't know. Maybe like some candidates just some. It doesn't have to be like really strange, but just are maybe low profile than the others, or you know, just in any way. Like maybe they're accomplishing more, or maybe not really by being. Who knows, right? You would know. What about Hakeem Jeffries? How do you think he rose? Like I didn't really hear. How did he rise to become the you know, from Brooklyn to become? Did you see that coming?
Yeah, I saw it coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
He was in line.
Yeah, I mean, because his politics is he was part of state assembly at one point, and they groomed him up. It's about who they groomed to take the seat. About who they grooming. It's about what the county is grooming up.
Okay, when we look at the DNC chair, right? Yeah, New York City is the only one to have two. They have William Blake, and they also have what is it, Grace Meng on the vice chairs of DNC, right?
Yeah.
So if you take a look at the Harlem Machine, and also Grace Meng's in Forest Hills, the Jewish Money Machine, right? Yeah. What's Brooklyn is what? Like the money machine there is coming from what, tech industry or something? What is that?
I don't really.
What puts Hakeem Jeffries there?
Jeffries is backed by a lot of energy. He's backed by everything.
Unions,
real estate, mainly real estate. He's backed by a lot of shit.
Okay, interesting.
But Hakeem Jeffries is pure machine.
What do you? Okay, so earlier we were talking about Susan Lee. I mean, the Singtao stuff. What happened with the staff? Who this? That's the staff member. Whatever, man. Yeah. Sorry to hear that, Chris. Yeah. I hope it's not that serious. He apologized, right?
No, I don't think he did.
It's your staff member. You know what I mean? What do you have to lose if you apologize, right? Sorry, my staff
Yeah.
member is stupid. Sorry. Yeah. It happens. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. All right. So anything else coming up? But
nothing else really.
Okay, who else in that that event besides Medea Benjamin? There's like a lot of other organizations. Do you know any of that? What's Answer
It's
Coalition?
a lot of. I don't even know. There's a lot of progressive organizations like being like People's Forum and stuff like that. A lot of people there. A lot of the mainstream ones.
Okay.
PSL. A lot of organizations gonna be there.
You know, actually, we're meeting up on Thursday with my man Mark Safman. We're going to be we have a new bill in for something called the Co-Navigator program. I think Cordell Clear and A.M. Zimmerman's like backing it, so that should be pretty cool. Yeah, pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
Anything else coming up?
Not much at all. I don't really know, to be honest with you.
All right,
I lost my
so
cover this week.
all right, folks. I can just see that Dion. Yo, put your question. If you have topics for next week, you know that you want us to speak about. That's definitely
Thank
dope.
you.
I hope you guys enjoyed another show with Chrislejohnyc, NYC, and djelf7 on another Sunday.
Thank you, brother.
Talking to
Thank you.
politics.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate
God
it.
bless. All right, peace.
Hey, peace.